In this video, we're going to be taking a look at how to configure Septentrio GNSS devices using PyGPSClient's. This procedure can be applied to any device which is configurable by TTY ASCII text commands over a serial port, as supported by PyGPSClient's TTY commands panel. On this particular device, a Septentrio MOSAIC X5, we have two serial ports, and for the purpose of the demo, we'll define the first COM1 as our output port and the second COM2 as our configuration port. You don't have to do it this way, but it's quite a useful default setup. So if we connect to the output port on COM1, the first thing we notice is there isn't actually any output, and that's because we haven't yet defined an output stream for this port. So the first thing we'll do is set up a standard NMEA output stream on COM1. To do that, we select COM2 configuration port, we select the TTY protocol, and we connect to COM2. We then open the TTY commands panel. Now, before accepting commands, Septentrio devices require a command initialization sequence, which is 10 capital S characters. So we'll type in those characters and press send. The device is now ready to accept commands on COM2. What we're looking to do is set up an NMEA output stream on COM1. So if we refer to the device's firmware guide, we can see the command we need to use is set NME output. Septentrio commands have a long form and a short form, which is typically a 3 or 4 letter abbreviation. The commands are not case sensitive. So this command requires one of 10 output streams, a COM port associated with that output stream, one or more messages to be output as part of that stream, and an output interval, for example 1 second. So if we go back to the TTY command panel and we type set NME output, comma, stream 1, comma, COM1, comma, and we'll choose enemy sentences GGA, GSA, GLL, GSV, and VTG, and we'll output those at an interval of 1 second. If we click send, we see the command echo and response in the console. We get a green tick and we can see the command has been acknowledged. So if we now disconnect from the configuration port, we unselect TTY protocol, we connect to the COM1 port, we can now see the defined enemy sentences being output on the COM1 port, and the other PyGPSClient panels are now being populated. Now if we go back to the configuration port, enable TTY protocol, and open up the TTY command panel, now typing in commands manually would quickly become laborious, so PyGPSClient allows the user to set up a series of user-defined TTY commands which they can then select from a list below. We'll cover how to do that in a separate video. So for the purpose of this exercise, we'll select a preset command which enables a series of SBF PVT messages to be output as stream 2 on the COM1 port. If we press send, we can see the command response on the console. For good measure, we'll set up a series of SBF raw sentences as stream 3, and again you can see the response on the console. So if we disconnect from the configuration port, deselect TTY protocol, reconnect to the COM1 port, we can now see all those SBF messages being output on the COM1 port. Now if we go back to the TTY command panel, Septentrio receivers have a large number of commands, more than can be committed to memory, so Septentrio provide a useful help facility. You simply type help and send. It will list all the available commands for this receiver. If you want help with a particular command, for example the set NME output command, you can type help, SNO, send, and it will list the available command arguments for that command. So let's disconnect from the configuration port, reconnect to the output port, and that's basically it. Thanks for listening.